We are live. It's Tuesday night. Welcome to Orlando Live. We are going to talk about all things Orlando, theme parks, real estate, life in Orlando. We have 4 things that we're going to talk about tonight. News stories here that affect you if you live locally, if you are thinking about moving to the area. And so we're going to get into it. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't. We are on a path for 30,000 subscribers, and that's our goal for the month of August. I know we're still in July, but for the month of August, we are trying to hit 30,000. So make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to bring in my partner for today, Chase Farmer. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, everybody?
Dude, we got a lot of stuff going on here in Orlando. How was your day?
It was good. Busy night last night. Happy to be here today.
Well, good, man. It was good. We got to see each other out in Clermont today at our team meeting, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about that today. You like that area?
I sure do. I love Clermont. I loved that house that we saw today. It was in a reasonable price range, and it was a new build. I like it. I like it too.
New builds are what it is. So we start off our shows every time asking, where are you guys from? Everybody already knows. It seems like they already know, Chase. I like this. Good evening from Lakeland. People are checking in from Winter Garden. People checking out Clermont. Chris is closing in Clermont this Thursday. Congratulations, man. And welcome to the area. We've got, let's see, Barnacle. I love that name. Hello from Nebraska, moving to Clermont in 3 weeks. Finally caught alive. Well, welcome. Happy Tuesday evening. And for you, it's still early in Nebraska. What is it? I think are they Central Time? You guys Central Time there? Winston says he's going to be watching us backseat of a helicopter flying from Canada to Oregon via Washington.
Man,
that's a hike. I think is this the first time we've been watched in the sky?
In the sky.
It could be. It could be.
Definitely live.
Definitely live. Ashton's checking in from Franklin, Tennessee. Let's get a couple more. We're going to get into today's story. Annette from Denmark. It's late for you, so that means a ton that you're checking in tonight. Captain Banana, Brooklyn, New York. What's up? Represent. From Michigan, my hometown. What's up? Athens, Georgia. All right, right on. Let's get into today's story. Chase Farmer. I've got a few for them today. I know you do as well. Let's see. New Tesla dealership headed to Clermont. And do you know why this is important, Chase?
I mean, it's always important whenever we have giant companies coming to the area, but
that's right. Let's see. This actually did not grab over to my screen. Let me see real quick.
I can see it.
You can see the Tesla dealership?
Well, I don't know which one was. Let me try again.
Let's see. Share screen, share window, Tesla dealership, and boom. There we go. All right. So new Tesla dealership coming to Clermont. So here's why it's a big deal. Clermont used to be sort of this sleepy town, right? And it's getting more and more developed. And anytime you put a Tesla dealership in an area, it's usually, it's usually a good thing. Like they believe in that area. And so the city council approved for some annexation and basically said, hey, we're gonna make this work in this past month's deal. I think that Clermont, this is actually the whole Wellness Way project that's coming in here. And so when you add in this like $1.4 billion development, commercial wellness, sports facility, they're going hard after like the tech community, the health community, that sort of thing. Yeah. So that's kind of wild, right?
That's where we were today, right?
This is where we were today. Yeah.
Yes. It's really cool.
No, it's really, really cool. I think that, people look at it from a perspective of like, if you're looking at what's the next iteration of Orlando, at least on the west side of town. And I know like the Orlando zealots that watch our YouTube show and they're like, hey, it's not the city of Orlando. I get it. But if you're moving to the Orlando area, we consider this the Orlando area.
100%.
And so this is the west side of the Central Florida area. They're basically building out like, I think 40,000 acres of property. And Tesla's like, hey, we also see what's coming. And so we're going to invest there. I think that's a cool thing.
Absolutely.
I think so as well. Let's see if this actually switches over. It does. All right. Back to the screen. Story number 2 that I want to talk about today. Orlando Trojan for one of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's XFL team. Do you know what the XFL team is?
I do not.
So the XFL is like an NFL competitor. And so what's wild is we had the Astros here. Do you remember the Astros?
Of course I do.
Okay. So the Astros, that lasted for like a half a season. And unfortunately, that whole thing, the AFL, something like that. Anyways, it didn't last that long.
Yeah.
And so XFL coming to Orlando, and former NFL player Terrell Buckley, my bad, head coach of the Orlando football team. The other cities that also got a franchise, I mean, it's a franchise. There's 8 cities that got them. A lot of them are going to be in Texas. There we go, right here. Arlington, Texas, Houston, Vegas, San Antonio, Seattle, St. Louis, and Washington, D.C.
Interesting mix.
Very interesting mix. One of the things that people were talking about, that there's no New York scene and no California scene.
Yeah.
Which those are huge draws.
Corners. Yeah.
Yeah, those are kind of huge, right?
Yeah.
You got Seattle, though, which is cool. And so they're going to launch this the week after the Super Bowl. So February 18th, 2023 is when they're kicking off the season. So if you're like a football guy and you're a girl and you're like, hey, I'm missing my football already, you only have to wait one more week to watch Orlando.
Is it going to be televised on like big channels, or are you going to have to pay for like a subscription, or do you even know?
Oh man, that's a really good question. So somebody, and I was looking at some of the comments on the article, and they were talking about trying to do some sort of partnership with Walt Disney and, let's see, actually right here, boom, Walt Disney and ESPN. The lead broadcast partner is Walt Disney Company and ESPN.
I just pulled it up too, and it says like Fox Sports. It looks like you can stream it on like YouTube, Hulu Plus, any of the main TV channel things. So
I think that's a big deal. I think it's a really big deal.
Absolutely.
So for me, I think, let's see, let me get rid of that. Yeah, Orlando, we've been looking for or begging for more sports in this area. They're going to be playing over at Camping World, obviously, so it must be working through the Orlando City soccer team as well. But yeah, are you going to go to a game?
I mean, I'll try it.
I'm going to go.
We'll see.
I'm going to take you to a game.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, story number 3 from me today. Bloomberg News has Florida's bond chief sees Disney's district being reestablished. And so usually when they start talking about some of this stuff, this is the way that it's going to go. And if you guys have watched the video that we put out about Reedy Creek, this is what I said essentially was going to happen, was that that DeSantis was going to flex his muscle and say, Disney, look what we could do to you. But at the end of the day, it's going to kind of operate the same way. They're the biggest single site employer in the entire country, and they pay a ton of in taxes. And the bond issue, we're not going to want to have like the Orange County people get screwed over, especially in election season. Yeah. So what it looks like they're going to do, based on this article, is that they're going to strip away some of the things that Disney was allowed to do if they wanted to, but reestablish the district with a few less things. Like the district won't have some of the powers previously granted that were never used, such as operating a nuclear power plant. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Disney's going all in on solar and all this green stuff. They're not going to create a nuke plant. It's just not going to happen.
It's their newest attraction. You get to walk through the nuclear power plant.
You know what? They did acquire Simpsons, right? I know that's over at Universal, but maybe they get like Springfield, right? They create their own nuke plant, and then Homer's there. That's
another thing that's not in our lineup today of conversation, but there's rumors that because some sort of rights are going to be taken away from Universal soon, and they have to like re-sign basically their agreement to keep Simpsons in Universal, and people are questioning whether or not that's going to go through. I mean, they also have Marvel at Island, so it's like eventually you got to imagine that that's going to go away, right?
Yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we have a ton of questions that I missed out on. So yeah, the Lego building went fantastic. It's over there. You really can't see it because it's all right. Where? Oh, go. Ding. There, the car's done. Anyways, check out my Instagram. It's over there. So that was pretty fantastic. Are you into Legos at all? Do you build Legos?
I want to I got right up here. You can't see it. Over on my I have to grab it. I have to grab it to show you.
All right.
I have I did these recently.
Oh, are those Legos?
Yes, they're Lego. It's Lego flowers.
In a tiki cup too, man. You are just so classy, Chase Farmer. I love it.
I'll leave them here.
Checking in from Hawaii. That's amazing. I appreciate that. That's very cool. Let's see. Honestly, Ken, I'm on the final approach in Bell 212, landing at Williams Lake in Canada. I'm sitting in the back. My dude is we're like land, air, and sea right now. I'm loving this so much. Bill says he's checking in from Village I in Horizon West in a house that Jen helped you get. That's awesome. I love that so much. Jen is amazing, isn't she? All right, let's talk about one more, and I'm going to get to your questions. By the way, if you have other questions, hit them in the comments down below. We're happy to answer those as we kind of go on with our night tonight. But the other story that I have is one that makes Chase Farmer happy because he's the food guy. Celebrity favorite Fat Burger breaks into Orlando, and those burgers look fat.
How do I get that all in my mouth?
That's what I said. That's what I said. So, all right. So the go-to hamburger joint for A-list celebrities and athletes in Los Angeles, Fat Burger, is expanding to Orlando, and FAT stands for fresh, authentic, and tasty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So cool. They're also going to Tampa and that sort of thing. You know what's crazy is like you said this earlier in show prep. Like we get everything here. Like In-N-Out's not here yet, but there's so many concepts that are like we're going to Orlando. And I kind of dig it.
Literally everything except for like very few. If they're not already here, they're in the works of being here.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, one that I'm surprised isn't here is Whataburger. We used to have Whataburger and we lost it. It used to, I don't know if it was,
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Whataburger has slowly disappeared.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe they weren't fat. No, they weren't Fat Burgers. That's for sure.
Fat Burger.
These things look kind of incredible.
Yeah, I want to taste. I want to take a big bite.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a few questions here I wanted to answer. So, what's my favorite restaurant in downtown Winter Garden? You love Thai Blossom. I love Thai Blossom too.
I need to go to Thai Blossom.
Yeah, I'm a big Thai. Like pad Thai is like I can get as like the hotter the better. But that place is really really good. I've been crushing some Hunger Street tacos lately. I'm so glad I don't have to go to Winter Park. I mean, I know it's closer for you, but it's not as close for me. So
Hunger Street's good.
Hunger Street's good.
I like Tin and Taco more, but they're not really comparable in my head because one is like more authentic than the other. Tin and Taco is like literally like potato sticks on top of a taco.
Right. Rumor has it that Jeremy Knight is going to be in Orlando in 2 weeks. The Austin realtor. What's up? And he gave us a shout out. He was like, "Hey, I want please show that I'm here." Farmer George says, "I never knew I wanted Lego flowers until now."
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
They're very cool.
Question on Lake Butler Sound. Nice area, or would you live in Golden Oak? I love Lake Butler Sound, although a lot of the houses there are getting to be a little outdated. Not massively outdated, but just, if you're paying $1 million or $2 million for a house and then you need to do a bunch of work to it, just kind of keep that in mind, right? Golden Oak, the houses have all, they're pretty much moving ready. So maybe some design choices you might change depending on how much you like or don't like Disney. But if you're living in Golden Oak, you probably like Disney. That's for sure. All right. What thing did you bring for us today?
So I brought a pretty interesting topic. So I want to get your take on this. So there was rumors for a long time that this was going to be a house. This is the third house they've announced for Halloween Horror Nights this year. And it's The Weeknd, like the artist, The Weeknd.
Yeah. Like the guy that was running through the Super Bowl and like the lights and all that kind of stuff. Yes.
So
okay.
I am very interested. Whenever I looked at it, I was like, they have to have like a label connection that he has to be on like Universal's like music label. And he is. So I guess, they connected over that and he's going to have a haunted house.
Is it going to be a house of mirrors? Because that would be haunted. If it's like anything like
you have to imagine, right? Like because it's going to play off of like his whole persona whenever he had like all the stuff on his face.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's cool. That's cool. I think I'm still surprised that there's no Stranger Things deal there. Right. And BTW, look at this. They're tracking me around the internet. These cookies. Look at this, Wicked Bricks. I did order something for the car that I built, but anyways, this is cool. I'm excited. I've never been to Hollywood Horror Nights. I'm gonna go with you because you convinced me. So and,
I can't wait to see you scream like a little baby.
Oh, for sure. Catherine, what's going on from Champions Gate? I appreciate it. We like BurgerFi more than In-N-Out. I agree. So I've been there. I went to LA. Anaheim-ish, and I had In-N-Out because I had to have In-N-Out. Everybody keeps talking about it, and then I was like, I don't know, it's okay. I was like, BurgerFi is the jam.
I've never been to BurgerFi. I know
it's good. You'll like it. They're I feel like the fries are really good. Their shakes are really good. They've got
a big shake guy.
Their breakfast all day burger. It's like bacon, eggs, burger, hash brown,
Mhm.
and it sounds in your mind like maybe that won't be good, but it is really, it makes you a fat burger. Nivek says, is Neo City the new Lake Nona? We'll see. The amount of like architecture stuff coming out over the past month. Have you seen some of that stuff for Neo City?
I have not.
We actually got to do a little bit more content on it, because now that things are finally moving forward, because it was taking a long time to get really anything off the ground. But I'll share this real quick.
No.
So now like he's going to be in my head all night. Developer shares plan for Osceola's $1 billion Neo City. Now, I think Lake Nona is going to be significantly larger than $1 billion when it's all in. But check out these photos. So Neo City waterfront will be lined with mix of restaurants and shops to create a vibrant city center. And right now, if you know where this is, like there's really not much over there in Kissimmee. I mean, it's a lot. It's a bedroom community. You know, McDonald's like is kind of like the food du jour right now. But yeah, I think it's going to be really nice once it's all finished out.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, $1 billion. And I think the cool thing about it is it's going to be bringing more high-priced jobs or high-paying jobs to the area, more tech-focused, more white-collar jobs, which that area would need. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. Sar says, we had the Last Fuddruckers, and then the state of Florida knocked it down.
I watched it go away. It's very close to me.
Oh, you down over on your side of town? No, the Fuddruckers. There was one. This was over on 535, where Disney got eminent domain taken from them.
There was one right next to my house, though.
Oh, really?
It was probably gone. I don't know, maybe within the past 6 months or so.
Yeah, that's sad. Bill says, amazing West Coast ice cream, salt and straws here at Disney Springs. I had that maybe a month ago. You had that recently, yeah?
I haven't had it yet.
Oh,
everybody else on the team has had it, but I haven't been by.
Dude, it's really good. It's a little like arts.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's like weird, but like it all goes. Like this one lady was like, "Do you want a vanilla raspberry flower?" And I was like, "No, that sounds terrible." And then I had it, and it was really good. It was really, really good. Going to Orlando next week. Are there any good Mexican restaurants near Hamlin? So I'm a fan of what's downtown Winter Garden that I always go to, but you guys aren't really a big fan.
Oh, oh my God, why am I
whole enchilada?
Yes.
The whole enchilada. I'm a fan. It's not like super authentic. It's good Mexican food, I think. But what's your favorite Mexican place here in Orlando?
In Orlando or
just Orlando in general?
Oh man, that's difficult. Probably Rocco's. I mean, I love Rocco's, dude.
I'm a big Rocco's fan too. Somebody was kind of crapping on that. They're like, they're not super authentic. I'm like, it's good. Like their margaritas are good. Their guacamoles are good. Like the guacamole's good. Like it's a good spot.
My parents have gone over there a couple times because I recommended it to them, and they were like, they love it so much. Every time they come to Orlando, they're like, "Yeah, we're at Rocco's." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
If you're into tequila, they have like basically every brand that's ever been created. Brandon says, "Shout out from Winter Garden. What's going on? Liz is awesome, and she helped us get our house earlier this month. Thank you so much for being a client. That means means the world. So cool to help everybody that we can." Let's see. Augusta says, hello from San Diego. Ken, going to Orlando in November to start exploring new communities. We lived in Celebration for about a decade in the early 2000s. What other communities do we think? So I think that if you're coming to the area, it depends like why you're coming back. Are you going to buy a second house? Are you going to be getting a job here? Do you want to be close to the parks, away from the parks? Celebration is not the town it was 10 years ago. I think for the better. There's really good things about it. You've got Island Villages over there now. There's a lot more stores coming to the area. You've got a lot more retail. So you don't really need to leave the bubble, especially in the next 6 months once Unicorp is done with all of their built out. But you have to check out Horizon West, which is just a 10-minute drive north. And then there's like obviously plenty of other amazing places to look. But it just depends on what you're looking at. Let's see. Del Webb supposedly is starting to sell homes. How did they solve the water issues at Ovation? So I actually put out a video this week around Horizon West and what's kind of coming to the area and why, the whole water issue is one of the things that I mentioned, because people said, hey, there's a water issue over in Ovation. And it made it sound like there was like a contamination or something like that. I'm like, it's not so much contamination. It's just that they couldn't get the water to the area because this landowner was like, hey, by the way, all that new development you're doing around me, you didn't pay me for my land. And so I'm not going to let you bring water through my land. And so the developers essentially had to buy the guy out and then move forward. So that's what's going on. My take, or what I've heard from a lot of builders up and down Hartzog, is that they're not going to start selling until November. So we'll see. Let's see. Joel says, I have a few neighborhoods. I use my barometer for how the market is doing. And for about the last month, houses are now start sitting instead of pending in 3 days. What do I make of the market? Man, I think that the market is starting to decelerate. That's been my new word of the month. I feel like, things like prices have not started pulling back yet. That's the one big thing. Although builders are starting to offer some sort of incentives, for the most part, we're not seeing prices drop. Days on market are going up, more inventory on the market. All of that stuff's very true. But as of yet, we haven't seen prices pop back. So that's what I think of the market. Yeah. It's interesting because, Chase, 2-3 years ago, you didn't work for us then, but you didn't, the real estate market was an interesting thing, because if a house sat for 60 days on the market, that was normal. Taking 60 days to sell, only getting one offer, negotiating it out, closing 30 days later, that was just kind of typical.
Yep.
And then now people are like, wait a minute, I listed my house and it didn't sell in one day with 87 offers, and what's going on? But I think this is healthy.
Reality is setting back in.
Yeah, I think that is seriously a very healthy thing.
I mean, we're still moving much faster than we did before all of this. Correct. 60 days is still not as common now. I mean, what would you say the common amount right now is?
It's 21 days on market. Yeah. So here's one that I show. So 3-4 weeks to sell your house, which is still super good. So this is a market watch I do all the time, Joel. And by the way, Joel, you check us out often and you give us comments on the videos, and that is amazing. So thank you so much for doing that. It means a ton. But so new listings, 989 over the past 7 days, which is actually slowing down a little bit. Price increases. These people are crazy, but 99 people raise their price. 1,000 people decrease their price, which is a big number. But here's the good stuff, right? So sold number matches almost the new listings, and pending number. So that actually outpaced the new listings. And so anytime pending outpaces the new listings, that's a very, very healthy market. It means we're still in a seller's market. And all of that said, if you're a buyer, you actually have opportunity now, because you're not going $100,000 over asking and against 57 other people seeing the same house. So all that is a good thing.
Yes.
Justin says Hollywood Horror Nights is fantastic. Highly recommend the fast passes for the houses. Are we going to have to get that?
If you want to do everything, 100%, because the last time I went last year, I got those fast passes and we were able to do every house in a night. You were just watching these lines. I mean, they would get, they could get 2 hours long per house. And I think there's 10 houses. So it makes your experience 10 times better.
I want to see them all. I mean, I want to experience all of them. But somebody told me, I don't know if it was you or who it was, but I have to is there a cross that I can buy so people don't touch me? Is that a thing?
They're probably not going to touch you.
I'll kick somebody's butt, man. I'll knock them square in their face.
I will say that we went to the Busch Gardens one last year, and that they will touch you. At Halloween Horror Nights, I don't think anybody's ever touched me.
Good.
And it's still COVID time. I don't think they're going to touch you.
I hope not. One of my friends from New York, good to see you. She says, has there anything been built in Wellness Way yet? What's the time for that area? We passed by a couple months ago and it's still being dirt moved. So the major artery that's connecting Horizon West and Wellness Way, that's probably going to take another year to get finished. But if you go up to Heartwood Marsh, there's already new neighborhoods coming in. So Dream Finders is already building there. And I think one of the main things, Chase, like you even mentioned today, the same house in Clermont is 500 compared to Horizon West at 750.
Yep.
And it's okay, am I willing to drive 20 minutes to save 200 grand or 50 or 75 grand?
For me.
Oh yeah. There's so many. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. On the border in 192 is very decent. You know what? We get takeout from there every once in a while. It's okay. What do you think?
I don't know if I've ever had it.
Okay.
On the border. I'll look it up while we keep going.
Yep. Ridgeview. Yep, exactly. So we also have my man buy in Clermont, which is Ridgeview is definitely on right there next to Wellness Way. So up and down 27 like is really the next frontier for Clermont. Wellness Way is kind of like a pocket of that, and so Ridgeview is right by there as well. So yeah, definitely some good stuff coming.
On the border is the chain restaurant, correct?
It is. Yeah, it's a chain.
Yeah, I've had it before.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. It's good for like a Friday night if you got to get, pop over. 192 one is always busy. Kayla says the video you did on Mount Dora caused us to venture out there and ultimately buy in Bars Grove Estate. That's awesome. Underrated area is Mount Dora, in my opinion. I mean, it's like a sleepy town that's like starting to like really catch fire. Bree on our team lives out there, and she's been selling like crazy out in Mount Dora. But like, you can actually get lakefront for under $1.5 million, which you just can't do in most places in Orlando now. And it's got a cute little downtown area. So I think it's going to be good.
I've never done any content out there. We've never been out there.
You got to go. All right. Joel says, when's the connector route supposed to open from 27 to Western Way? So their final, architectural approval for the roads and everything was finally approved. So the connector from 429 all the way to 27 is supposed to start next year. My guess is it's going to take them easily a year or two to finish the connector. But then the one that's like going to connect from Flamingo Crossing over to 27, they're saying they're going to start that in 23 and finish that by 24. So over the next 2 years, I think you have kind of like this time frame before Clermont really starts to blow up. All right. Here's a question we get often asked. I'm trying to come up with a better answer, to be quite honest with you, because like Walkable is such like if you live in New York or Chicago, those are walkable. Those are walkable.
We just talked about it the other day. It's like Walkable in Orlando is something compared to a big city. I mean, like whenever I was in Seattle, like there is Walkable.
Yep.
But here it's not.
Yeah. So I feel like Walkable close to Disney. It's like Celebration is definitely a walkable little town. And if you just like the ice cream and there's like 4 places that you can eat. Actually, the avocado joint in downtown Celebration is a very good Mexican restaurant, non-chain. They're actually expanding it. It's like used to be this little hole in the wall. It probably fit like 25 people inside, and now it should fit like 50 to 75 inside as they expand. So that's a good one. But anyways, Walkable, like we've talked about Baldwin Park's super walkable downtown, right?
But not near Disney.
It's not near Disney. Yeah. Downtown Winter Garden, super walkable. They also have like, you can drive golf carts, but there's only like a 10 block area that you can do it. And that would even be walkable. So for the most part, we're car dependent or bike dependent here.
Yeah.
Charles, past client of ours. What's up, Charles? He says Agave Azul in Windermere, also very good. I like this.
Where are we going? Aren't we going to one of those
next week? Yeah, next week. Yeah. You'll get to try it.
I haven't been yet.
Oh, look at this. Another one. Agave Azul. See? Boom. Right there.
Somebody asked about Don Julio's. And I have tried Don Julio's. There's one near my house. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. Hamlin's like again, semi-walkable area. You've got like Starbucks, Miller's bars coming there, Pop Strokes coming there. There's like a dozen kind of things that are pretty close, but like not like maxable. College Park also, like, it's got a strip up and down Edgewater, which has a couple dozen spots, which I would consider walkable for sure. So yeah. Let's see. I want to talk about this real quick. Somebody mentioned like Pulte. Did you see this?
No. What is it?
So I live in Ridgeview. Pulte builds a bad home, and I'm dealing with it right now. I mean, here's the thing: like every builder right now is dealing with I honestly can't find any builder that doesn't have issues right now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we were in Dreamfinders today. I think Dreamfinders builds a good house overall. They do. They're good. They're in years past, their warranty was straight. Their houses were straight. Everything was good. And yet so many of our clients are like delayed 6 to 12 months with their houses, but so is every other builder. And it's kind of like, it's all of this like management, like expectation management. And I would love to be able to tell people, because this is how it was 3 years ago. Hey, you're going to sign a contract today. We're going to close in 8 months. It'll go super smooth. Won't have any warranty issues. It's going to be amazing. And now I feel like the majority of what I'm doing is focusing in on following up with builder issues, because everybody, like, it's been really, really tough go.
There's just a lot of shortages still.
A lot of shortages,
for so many things.
I agree. It's kind of wild. Joel says downtown Clermont is trying to get a golf cart situation going. Downtown Clermont, although it's not there yet, like you went there, there was they've got a marketplace similar to downtown Winter Garden.
Once it's fully up and running, it's going to be great down there.
Right. Yeah.
Especially
exactly.
with the water. Like you could just, if you had a golf cart in that area, there's a whole strip. There's kind of like multiple strips and then down by the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Clermont, because you've got the Olympus is like 20 minutes away from downtown. Like it's not super close. It's kind of like saying Horizon West and downtown Winter Garden. They're 25 minutes away. Yeah. But Clermont downtown has, I think, more opportunity than downtown Winter Garden because there's just more land. Like there's more buildings, there's more streets, and then they also have the lakefront right there, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. So I think we're going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. Anything else you want to tell the people? Anything you tried this week that you're stoked about?
The last thing that I tried this week was It's a Chicken. It's a chicken place that's in right up the street from me. It's in the Milk District next to Milk House. It was pretty good. I liked it.
What's it similar to?
It's similar to Chicken Fire. It's just a chicken sandwich place, right? Like everything is local. They make everything fresh. It was good. I liked it. I liked the fries more than the sandwich, but it was a good sandwich. But we're going tomorrow. So next week we'll talk about it. But tomorrow I'm going to this place called, I think it's called like Jelly Chicken or something. People kept recommending it on the last video. So I'm going to a chicken. I'm going to a chicken place. I'm going to and a couple other places that are up north from me. So
yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited to see it over on the Orlando Reel. Here's one that we put on TikTok, and this one blew up. Yes. This has been pretty awesome to see. So our friends over at Nectar Real Estate had this one listed for $16 million. It was the highest priced home in Golden Oak. They dropped it to $11,850,000, which is just like still a lot of house, still a lot of money. They bought this thing for $6.3 million 3 years ago.
Yeah. They're like, we'll just take a $6 million or $5 million profit on it.
So $5 million price drop. And let me show you the photos because I'm sure that's what everybody actually wants to see. Let me see. Let's back it out. This house is baller. So baller. 8,500 square feet. They reduced it $5 million.
Look at that.
Dude, yeah. I did a video on this actually when it was just like me and a cell phone. It was the worst video ever and it got like 70,000 views. If you want to check out the walkthrough and hear me talk about it. But anyways, it sold 2 days later. And I hear they had multiple offers, which is kind of like that's an amazing thing. So
there were multiple comments on our post about it that were like, I've been watching this house forever. I've been watching it and
everybody knows about this house. It's gorgeous. Yeah. It's one of the biggest lots, biggest houses. So if and when that closes, I'm sure it will, but if and when that closes, that'll be a record sale for sure. So very cool. All right, Chase, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Again, if you've made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe to their channel if you haven't already. If you're looking to buy or sell a house anywhere in Central Florida, my team and I, we love to help you out. And so until next time, next Tuesday, we'll see you soon.